from ecovegangal.com. First of all, I always want to apologize for using this thing. I don't want you to think that I don't know, like about to make a phone call or something, but I use it for a microphone. I'm sitting in the beautiful Yerba Buena Gardens in downtown San Francisco. It's so relaxing here. And been thinking about things. I try to do these daily videos. And a lot of them have been kind of more inspiration focused. I think I have, endless amounts of information on veganism and healthy living and eco-friendly living, but with my new website, all that focus is going there. So I've just actually been thinking a lot about just living and happy living, which is another huge aspect of my mission. And recently, I've been really focused on simplicity. I feel like I might have done a video about this before, and you'll have to let me know if I have, but really, simplicity is a major key to our health, our happiness, and being eco-friendly. Minimalism is a big thing, but also simple eating and getting back to your roots. We got so sidetracked as a society, especially in American culture, but I think any wealthy society kind of takes advantage of all the luxuries that we have, all the money and access to things we have, and we end up getting too much. And a lot of times having too much can actually make us feel stressed and make us feel like we want more and more and more and we're never satisfied. So I often find that going minimalism and going simple is just a much happier way to live. I actually, for the very first time, met Natalia, is that her? Sorry, I'm so bad at pronouncing names, who runs the site Vegan Hope, and she also works for the Engine 2 programs and diets and everything that they're doing, which is amazing. If you haven't checked that out, Rip Esselstyn and Dr. Esselstyn, and if you ever saw Forks Over Knives, you'll recognize them. And we met up yesterday. She's incredible. I've known her for years online, but there are so many sides to her that I haven't gotten to know because I'd never hung out with her in person. And she has just a wealth of information, but one of the biggest takeaways I took from her was just the simple life that she lives and the simple way that she eats. She and her husband travel around by car, and they just do these rentals of homes all around the country. And so they don't actually have a house. They live out of this small SUV. They have barely any stuff. And this woman is just glowing constantly. Plus, her life has changed significantly. I think a lot of you would enjoy her story because she struggled a lot with weight. She's lost over 200 pounds. She went from, I think she said 450 pounds down 200, and it's all been, and also has been able to control her type 2 diabetes through her healthy eating. So she's a huge inspiration for that, and explaining to people the benefits of a really healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet. And so in addition to her, I love the simplicity of her life as far as her living goes, but also her philosophy on food. She thinks almost a lot like this whole paleo philosophy, which is thinking back to what people would have done in the past, except obviously a vegan spin and a healthy vegan spin on it. And she's always thinking about, what's the easiest way to eat if I were out in the wild, I guess, or if I didn't have access to a kitchen and all these tools that we have, these fancy electric tools, would I be able to eat this food? And I think that's a really great way to live. It's a very eco-friendly way to live because it's avoiding processed foods. It's a very healthy way to live because it's actually getting a lot more into tune with your natural body. And it's just also a healthy state of mind. It's not overcomplicating things. It's just really eating for fuel and finding neat ways to make it taste really good. So definitely check her out. She's just unbelievable. So that's really my message for today. Think about ways in which your life could be simpler. Does your life really need to be so complicated? Do you need to work as much as you do? And if so, why are you working so much? That's another thing I've been saying over the years is people spend all this time working and their lives are still really bad because they're exhausted from working. They're not making as much money as they want. They're trying to upkeep this lifestyle that's way too much for them. And it just keeps going in this circle. And we end up in this state of mind where we never have enough, even though we have way more than we need to. And of course, it's more complicated if you have a family, and it's complicated depending on where you live and all of that. But at the same time, maybe it doesn't need to be so. Maybe you can take your family to a part of the country that's less expensive and more simpler and more focused on nature and not so burdened by all this weird societal pressure that we have to look a certain way, live a certain way, eat a certain way, etc. And we can do simplicity in so many different ways. I really encourage you to go through your home and find things that you can recycle, give away, sell, that you don't use very often, and just reduce the amount of clutter that you have in your home. And also, as far as your kitchen goes, thinking about things that you don't need to be eating, things that you may just be in a habit of eating, but are really not doing much service for your body. And think about simpler ways of cooking meals, maybe even eating more raw foods, more just natural things. So I would love to hear your perspective on all of this, anything that you've been able to implement, and anything that you're struggling with, the successes, the quote-unquote failures, and any questions that you might have, although usually it's best to ask me questions using the link down below. And again, if I'm slow in getting back to any of you, it's because I'm actually working really hard to decomplicate my life. Not really a word, but simplify my life, basically, to take away all these things. And I think in the next few months, I'll be able to make a major shift. I'm really looking forward to doing that and bringing you along the journey. So thanks as always for watching. You can subscribe so you're the first to know when I have new videos, and follow me on all the social media networks down below in the information field. Love hearing your comments, so please, whatever perspective you have on this, or even further advice you'd like to share with people, I really look forward to reading all of that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.